Hello, welcome to Anti-Fash Grandad. Yes, I am a Grandad. Yes, I am very anti-fascist. I thought I'd better introduce my channel as I've just set it up and talk a bit about what I hope to achieve with it. I run a few different pages, channels, accounts. I've got Crack Fu here on YouTube, which is about traditional martial arts. And I run Inselination on TikTok, which is about looking at the manosphere, the male loneliness epidemic that's currently engulfing a lot of poor young boys who seem to have been taken on by older men, grifters, people that don't want to work for a living. And I'm seeing a real bad trend towards bringing homophobia back as acceptable, towards bringing racism back as acceptable, towards taking away our rights, towards getting rid of things that the poor working class has fought hard to get, things like our social security and the NHS. And all this is being fueled by hatred for immigrants, for anything that people don't really get or understand, such as, and in particular, the anti-trans movement, bringing racism right back as acceptable in public conversation. You know, back in the 90s when we patted ourselves on the back, well, white people patted themselves on the back saying they got rid of racism, got rid of homophobia, got rid of all of these things because we didn't hear about it anymore. Those people never went away. We didn't, of course, listen to anyone that actually experienced this kind of these kind of attacks. No, we just said, no, it don't exist anymore. You're all just got chips on your shoulders. You can't accept the fact that we've moved on. Wasn't true, was it? The internet came along, empowered a lot of people. We find ourselves where we are. Homophobia is now becoming acceptable. Racism is becoming acceptable. And we find ourselves with no left-wing politics, to the point where the Labour government have kept trying to take the centre ground as politics moves to the right, to where we end up with a Labour government that are using anti-terror laws to arrest people who just want to stand up against genocide. Where am I going with all this? Well, I don't feel TikTok is the best place to upload the kind of videos that I'm going to be making. I decided that watching these flag shaggers, watching these Stephen Yaxley, Lennon cock suckers, that I need to take a stand, that the future for my children, my grandchildren, I want it to be the kind of Britain that I am proud of. I do genuinely believe that the majority of people in this country feel the way I do, that these people coming here on boats want a better life for the most part, that we are capable of weeding out the ones that don't want to be a part of this country, that we do in fact send a lot of the people coming here to claim asylum back to where they came from. I don't believe racism should be acceptable to be talked about in public, in the workplace, on public transport, in pubs, in clubs, anywhere. I don't think homophobia is right at all, especially the anti-trans stuff that I'm seeing all over the place. It's just now perfectly acceptable to hate on one of the most hated, smallest minorities that there are. It really, really gets to me that that's where we find ourselves, is a lot of, let's say it, poor people just looking to hate on things because we've got it so bad at the moment. People coming here on boats having made your life shit. People who find themselves trapped in a body that they don't identify with aren't the reason that your job sucks, or you got sacked, or your rent is astronomical. No, That's the people that you worship, the Farages of this world, the politicians that you vote for, the politicians that you support. They're the people that make the decisions. That's why you can't get an appointment with a doctor. That's why your NHS dentist is shutting down. I want to take a stand. I realise that we're not in the 1930s anymore. We can't go out and beat up the black shirts and take the streets back. The only thing we can do is counter-protest. There's a big protest going on September 13th in London. I want to be part of the counter-protest. And what do I feel like I can do? I feel like I can document the day. I can document just how many counter-protesters there are, just to show that we are not alone. There's plenty of us out there, and that I feel like we are not in the minority. I want to document what the protesters themselves are doing. I want to show them for what they are. And that is what this channel is for. So I can upload some longer form content. I'll still be putting stuff up on TikTok. But this is for me to make longer videos. A bit like this video, which is now 7 minutes and 17 seconds long, although I did mess up a few of the early parts, so it's probably about 4 minutes. Anyway, garbled mess that this is. If you feel like you want to see this sort of content, if you feel like you are alone in this and just looking to realise that you're not, there's a lot of us out there that feel this way, or if you're at home rage wanking as we speak, then, you know, follow along for this journey. Catch you all soon.